Imagine walking into your kitchen first thing in the morning, still groggy, maybe with your favorite robe wrapped around you, ready to make breakfast or prepare something for later. You reach into your refrigerator, confident that everything inside is safe and fresh. After all, cold means preserved, right? That's what most of us have believed our entire lives. But here's the unsettling truth most seniors never hear. Sometimes the very act of storing certain vegetables in the refrigerator can quietly strip them of their benefits, even turning them into something that harms your body rather than helps it. And when you're over 60, your body doesn't just shrug these things off anymore. Your immune system is more delicate, your digestion more sensitive, your nutrient needs more urgent. Losing those benefits isn't a small thing. It's the difference between fueling your heart, brain, and bones, or slowly weakening them without realizing it. The thing is, decades of habit can be hard to question. You've probably kept certain vegetables in the same spot for years, never once considering whether it was right or wrong. And why would you? You've survived this long doing it that way. But the danger creeps in quietly, and by the time you notice something is off, a little more fatigue, a slower mind, joints that ache more than they used to, the connection to your kitchen habits isn't obvious. Yet science has shown again and again that for older adults, storage mistakes can cause nutrient breakdown, bacterial growth, or even chemical changes in foods that make them harder to digest, more inflammatory, or outright toxic. Take garlic, for example. For centuries, it's been treasured for more than just flavor. It's a natural healer, lowering cholesterol, boosting immunity, fighting inflammation. For many seniors, it's part of their daily routine, a clove in soup, roasted with vegetables, or even chewed raw for its heart protective properties. But here's what most don't know. The refrigerator can quietly rob garlic of its healing powers. Garlic is a dry, hardy bulb designed by nature to be stored in a cool, dry, airy space. The refrigerator is the opposite, cold and damp. When garlic is exposed to that environment, it starts to sprout far earlier than it should. At first glance, those green shoots might seem harmless, but inside, the process breaks down the compound allicin, the very substance responsible for garlic's disease-fighting, anti-inflammatory, and circulation-boosting magic. Without allicin, that clove is no longer the medicine your body depends on. It gets worse. Some people, thinking they're being clever, store chopped garlic and oil to save time later. But in a cold, oxygen-limited environment without proper acidity, that mixture can become a breeding ground for Clostridium botulinum, the bacteria behind botulism, a rare but potentially deadly form of food poisoning. And who's at the highest risk? Older adults, especially those with weakened immunity. What once was a trusted ally in your kitchen could, through one small storage mistake, become a hidden threat. Then there are sweet potatoes, another food many older adults hold dear. They're warm, comforting, naturally sweet without being cloying, and loaded with fiber, potassium, and beta-carotene, a nutrient that protects your eyes and supports your immune system. Eaten properly, sweet potatoes help regulate blood sugar, keep your digestion regular, and provide long-lasting energy. But place them in the refrigerator and you begin a quiet transformation you can't see. The cold triggers a change in their complex carbohydrates, converting them into simple sugars. That not only throws off the steady energy release your body needs, but when those sugars are exposed to high heat during baking or roasting, they can form acrylamide, a chemical linked to increased cancer risk in several studies. Suddenly, the safe comfort food you've trusted for decades is less of a friend and more of a hidden saboteur. Refrigeration also damages sweet potato cell walls, leaving them with a mealy texture and darker flesh, a sign of oxidation and nutrient loss. The vibrant orange that promised eye protection fades, and with it, much of the very benefit you were eating them for in the first place. Over time, those little nutrient losses add up. Instead of supporting your blood pressure, fueling your day, and protecting your vision, improperly stored sweet potatoes can chip away at your health in ways that aren't immediately obvious. And then we have onions, a staple in nearly every kitchen. They're as ordinary as can be, yet their compounds quietly support circulation, brain function, and joint health. Left whole, onions are naturally protected by their papery skin, designed to keep out moisture and light. But place them in the refrigerator, and that protective balance is disrupted. The cold, damp air invites condensation, softening the layers and dulling the flavor. Once cut, The onion's moist surface becomes an open invitation for bacteria and mold. While a younger body might shrug off a small dose of spoilage, an older immune system can't take that chance. There is also a less obvious cost. Onions stored in the fridge release sulfur compounds that seep into nearby foods, altering their flavors and smells. For someone whose sense of taste or smell is already diminished with age, that can make meals less appealing, reducing appetite and making it even harder to get the nutrition you need. More importantly, improperly stored onions lose some of their valuable quercetin, a powerful antioxidant that helps keep inflammation down and memory sharp. What should be a health-boosting ingredient becomes weaker, sometimes even unappetizing, simply because it was stored in the wrong place. Now, the point here isn't to create fear for the sake of fear. It's to recognize that every time we store food, we're making a decision, whether we realize it or not, about how much nourishment we're going to get from it and how much risk we're willing to invite. For seniors, that decision matters more than ever. The margin for error is smaller, nutrient needs are higher, immune defenses are weaker. That means your kitchen habits can either help you stay sharp, mobile, and strong, or quietly work against you. The good news is that the fix is often incredibly simple. Garlic should be kept in a dry, ventilated basket away from moisture. Sweet potatoes belong in a dark, cool pantry, not the fridge. Onions should breathe in a dry, open space, whole and unpeeled, until you're ready to use them. By aligning storage with the natural needs of these vegetables, you preserve their full nutritional force, and in doing so, you give your body the support it needs to age well. But just as some vegetables lose their power in the cold, others depend on it completely. If leafy greens, carrots, and broccoli aren't stored properly in the refrigerator, they don't just lose their crispness, they lose their ability to protect your vision, strengthen your bones, and reduce inflammation. Worse, some can become breeding grounds for bacteria that can land you in the hospital. And that's where most people get it backward, treating sturdy vegetables casually while worrying more about the delicate ones. The truth is, your health depends on knowing the difference. Leafy greens are the first category most seniors underestimate when it comes to refrigeration. They look so vibrant and hearty when you bring them home, whether it's spinach, kale, romaine, or arugula, but the clock starts ticking the moment they're picked. Within hours at room temperature, their vitamin content begins to erode, and by the time they've sat out for a couple of days, much of their folate, vitamin K, and antioxidant content has already declined. Those nutrients aren't just nice to have, and folate supports brain health and memory. Vitamin K is essential for proper blood clotting and bone strength. And antioxidants like lutein protect your eyes from age-related macular degeneration. For someone over 60, losing those defenses day after day can slowly chip away at independence, turning clear vision into blurred lines, strong bones into fracture risks, and mental sharpness into frustrating lapses. There's an even darker risk. Warm, wilted greens can harbor dangerous bacteria like E. coli and Listeria, which are far more likely to cause severe illness in older adults. In fact, Listeria infections hit seniors especially hard, often requiring hospitalization. And it's not always obvious. Those greens might look fine, but still carry microscopic dangers. That's why refrigeration is non-negotiable. Keep them in your fridge's crisper drawer, wrapped in a dry paper towel to absorb excess moisture inside a breathable bag. This slow spoilage maintains nutrients and dramatically reduces the risk of dangerous bacterial growth. Carrots tell a slightly different story. They seem tough, crisp, sturdy, ready to last forever in a basket on the counter. But that toughness is deceptive. Carrots stored at room temperature lose moisture quickly, and as they go limp, their beta-carotene levels start to degrade. Beta-carotene is converted by your body into vitamin A, which keeps your vision sharp, your immune system responsive, and your skin healthy. Without it, your eyes may struggle in low light, your body may take longer to fight off colds or infections, and even your skin may heal more slowly from small cuts or scrapes. Warm, humid air is also an open invitation for mold and bacterial growth on carrots, especially if their skin gets nicked or scraped. For a senior with a weakened immune system, even mild foodborne illness can trigger dehydration, fatigue, or more serious complications. The solution is simple. Keep carrots refrigerated in a perforated bag or container that allows some airflow. This keeps them crisp, nutrient-dense, and ready to support your health every time you reach for them. And then there's broccoli, the vegetable that might just deserve the title of senior superfood. Packed with fiber, calcium, vitamin C, and sulforaphane, A plant compound with remarkable anti-inflammatory and cancer-fighting properties, broccoli can help protect cells from damage, reduce joint pain, and support detoxification processes in the body. But sulforaphane is fragile. Leave broccoli at room temperature, and this compound starts to degrade almost immediately. Within just a day or two out of the fridge, broccoli begins losing not only its bright green color, but also much of its nutritional strength. The stems soften, the flavor turns bitter, and its protective compounds vanish faster than most people realize. By the time it hits your plate, you might be eating little more than fiber and water, missing the real health boost entirely. Keep broccoli in the refrigerator, unwashed, inside a loose produce bag. This keeps it hydrated but not soggy, extending its life and locking in the compounds your body needs most. These three, leafy greens, carrots, and broccoli, are examples of vegetables that truly rely on cold to keep you safe and strong. Storing them properly isn't just about avoiding waste, it's about protecting your vision, your bones, your immune system, and even your brain. When you combine this with avoiding refrigeration mistakes for garlic, sweet potatoes, and onions, you create a powerful, almost invisible layer of defense for your health. Every trip to your pantry and fridge becomes a conscious act of self-preservation. The difference might not be obvious in a single day, but over months and years, it's the difference between a body that struggles and one that stays resilient, balanced, and capable. Here's the bigger truth. Your kitchen is more than a place to prepare meals. It's the front line of your longevity. The way you store your vegetables either feeds your strength or slowly undermines it. And at this stage in life, there's no reason to give away your health to bad habits that can be fixed in minutes. It starts today. Check your fridge. Move the garlic, onions, and sweet potatoes to cool, dry, ventilated spaces. Make room for your leafy greens, carrots, and broccoli where the cold can keep them potent and safe. Share this knowledge with your spouse, your friends, even your neighbors, because one simple change in storage could be the reason someone you love avoids illness or keeps their independence a little longer.